Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. To the last series, the workflow builder and automation series. So today is day 11, and we're gonna be working. We're gonna be fixing the issue that we had yesterday with the node positioning, right? Then we're gonna work on saving the node, like publishing it. That's two. So publishing it, let's say save changes, right? That saves it into the database, right? And um, like then we can retrieve everything from the database and put it back into the workflow state, right? And continue editing the workflow. And then we're going to work on the node settings. And before we work on the node settings, we're going to be putting in some properties, right? And we're exploring ways that we can add properties to the nodes, right? So uh, we can either explore adding the properties for the event or adding the properties for the uh, like for the overall node, right? And filtering the properties based on the selected event. So we will look at how we can do either of those. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. So this is where we stopped yesterday, where we're trying to fix the node issue. So let's run the app. The network was really very bad yesterday, so um, we're getting logged out. The live was ending, but today we hope for the best. There's light, there's power, and there's good internet connection. Hopefully, I guess. So um, well, maybe I was wrong. The internet connection is not that good because now we're having our bitrate is actually very low. Um, but that's not a problem. That's a big problem. We hope the live. We hope this gets us to 1 hour time frame. Okay, so we're running the app. Okay, so we have to log in. Okay, so then we can go to the dashboard, we can go to the workflow, right? The network seems a little bit faster than yesterday. So we're having this by default, right? Default. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start working on the positioning of this. This adding it under each like under the node like consecutively works, right? But if we had this, like in between, then it sort of mess up the the app itself. So this is what we're gonna do. So since we're changing the nodes, right? We're changing the nodes like that the position are less than, or like the position are greater than the previous node that we clicked on. If we remember the new node that we added, right? The position is also greater than the previous node. So it's adding to that node as well. It's adding to the position that we already gave it here, right? So it's now adding to that. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of this because we just basically want to uh, fix the node that we already have, And the same thing for these, we only want to fix the edge that we already have connected, not the new ones that we're trying to connect, right? And then we can get those in there, like we can get the after the connection, right? After that setup, then we can add the new node and new edge into the state. So that is exactly what we just need to do. Nothing special, nothing else special. That is what we just need to do. So yeah. Exactly. And we get a previous node height. So let's just add the height. Not since we already since yesterday we already worked on the on node change, right? That we're getting the nodes that we change. We're checking if it is dimension or if it's positioning, and if it is dimension, we're saving the dimension. And if we check the dimension, what is inside of the dimension is go and change. Just capacity and changes dot dimensions dot. You see, we're having the height, the width. So that is what is going to give us the opportunity to be able to use what the height here, right? Because the node, the React flow is what is giving us the height already. Is calculating the height of the node and giving it to us, and we're getting that from the on node change, right? So we can also do the same thing like on edge change, but I don't really think we need the edge change, because like we are dealing with the changing of the edge. Yeah, it's what the head basically has is just uh the the source and the target, right? So we're already dealing with that, so we really don't have any problem uh with that. So we don't need the on edge change. We already have the on node change. So now if we had in between, now you can see this is getting added, right? But one thing is, it's still not very much correct, but it's much better, right? It's sort of misaligned for a bit, right? Then it becomes better. So, and that is here, right? I think it has to do with this place. So we can do pre node dot I. Let's do high here as well. I think that should solve our problem. So if we had, now you see it works. And if we had more here, the distance is a bit out of it, you know. Though this was moved down, right? This was sort of moved down, right? But we're expecting to be in the middle, right? Like the middle, like this. You understand? So, but we're having it by default to be like this. So probably what we can do is we can have this one, or we can probably have this just be, let's say we have this to be 150. Let's add, that works. Adding, okay, that doesn't work because it's meant to be like 180 something, like 185. Let's revert back to what we used to have for the 180 150. Let's add, it works, right? Adding in between sort of fails because it's adding the one, uh 150 And since it has a okay, let's do 180 by default. Okay, what if we do 150 by default? Okay, that sort of shuts the next one. So okay, but we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. So I can do priv node dot I here, and probably here. Let's do, we're adding just 100 to this. Okay, 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 that works. Adding in between. Okay, let's say this place should now be 180. Right, this. Okay, so let's add in between. Okay, that sort of works. Yeah, that seems to be the distance that we're using. So yeah, good. This works. So this works for us, right? We have a default like distance, as you can see, and now our nodes are what are coming together quite well. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So now we're able to accomplish exactly what we're trying to accomplish here. So clicking on the node and we're changing it does not reflect on this immediately. Okay, so we have fixed the positioning. So that is one thing we first want to fix, right? And the second thing is saving the node, right? That is the second thing that we want to do, right? So if we go to update workflow, we get the ID, we get the title, the nodes, the connections, and the active state. Okay, and if we go to the workflow editor, okay, for the workflow editor we have in the app main workflows. Workflows also have to be I was the one that moved it up because of the spacing. Okay, then we have the page actually, we have the workflow header, and we have the workflow editor. So that means we have to go into the workflow header, right? But then we first need to what? We first need to we need to set the state so that our workflows are saved. But for now, let's go into the workflow header first. Let's go into workflow header, and in here we don't really need to be having the title and active come in here. We want to have those come from the workflow states, right? But that's not the problem. So first thing we want to do is we want to add a div here, and we want to add a button that says save changes, right? A button, type this button. Okay, and here we go, we have the save changes button. So we can add on save equals, then we can do our logic here. So we can do on click, it's going to be on save, and we get to the point where this save changes is going to be disabled by default, right? It's going to be disabled by default unless they have any changes that they have made to the nodes. That we're going to start keeping track of the changes that they make in the nodes and sort of show the button based on that. Okay. Okay, flex. Then we have justify between. Okay, that works. Items center. Good. Okay, so now we have the save changes button here. I'm going to remove. Okay, I already have the item centers. So we're going to remove the disabled, the default disabled. We're going to be dealing with that. We just need to know that we're going to come back here and sort of make it possible that if you don't have like any changes that you need to save. Okay, then in this unsave, we want to make use of the okay, let's say we implement the unsave now it's coming from use workflow, right? You do the state and we do unsave to be state.unsave. So we're going to add the unsave to the workflow, to the use workflow. So unsave is going to take in no props, right? And it's going to turn a void, right? And then we have unsave that we need to use. Okay, so this is the error. It's because of this. Okay, good. So we can also get the title, we can also get the active state, right? Then title state.title active state.active, right? And we can stop expecting from here, but unfortunately you know that this is not going to work by default because the title is empty. As you can see here, the title is empty by default. Or we can say it's untitled workflow. Yeah, so we can leave it like that. Okay, so for this we can say we have draft, published. Okay, so we're gonna use label. And I'm gonna put draft in the label, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Published. Right. So we're gonna have this together. Okay. Class flex items center. Okay. Then we have a cap of 1. Right, so switching in between, right, it's going to show published. So default check, turn on check change. We want to set active, right? So we have update workflow. So then we have the workflow data, right? We can have update workflow, takes in some data, right? Which the data is going to be so interface workflow. We have the title, we have nodes and connections, so we should make them all optional like this. Okay, optional. Let me just put that to be the data. Oh no. Right. Okay. Where is this having problem? Okay. Maybe we should just do type workflow equals this. Does that fix that problem? Oh, this is it. Scaling interface. That's solve our problem. Okay. So then we can have like set. We can have the set. We can have the state. And we can do that state for the state that workflow data, right? That's just it. So like we can update the workflow however we want. So here we can do like checked, or like let me say active equals to active, then we can have like update workflow here, update workflow equals to state dot update workflow, and save. So we can format this and we can remove this. So now on this page for the workflow, we want to update the workflow as well here. So update workflow, because use workflow, then we do state, and then the state dot update workflow. So there you can have use effect. Right, we have use effect, and what we're getting here is workflow, and we're doing if workflow, then update workflow to the workflow. Right. So use effect from React. Okay. But now, let's reload this. Okay, we're still having the nodes by default. Let me check. Let's make sure that this is actually working. So let's console.log workflow data. Let's go to the console and let's reload. Let's do data. Okay, that's coming in active title. Just active and title is what is coming in. We don't have any node for that, so that is why it's not sending the nodes, right? So we're having the title, right? Send an email to Gmail, and as you can see, and updating the state is pretty much what is it? What it is, and that's cool. So now on unsafe, the only problem we're having with unsafe being in here is that we can't use mutation sort of thing. We can't do that in here, can we? Can we do that? API dot workflow dot update workflow, and we have the state const workflows goes to get okay, is use mutation, and then we do like const update save workflow, and then we do like save workflow to be workflow. Okay, then let's do title to be workflow title active, so active. The nodes, we need the ID as well. Connection, connections, ID, folder ID. That is okay. So I think this should work, right? We have like we're setting the ID as well. Yeah. So we're setting the ID. Namaste. So not to put the ID. Okay. But then okay. Not sure how that actually works, but I'm very sure that we're going to run into error with this button, save button. It's a you can only call in a function. So I mean I'm expecting that by default. So our unsave is not gonna be here. Can't have the unsave in here. So we'll have to get rid of that. So we will have to const unsave to be this. So the mutation be at the top. So use mutation API, and we can get rid of those here. Right, go. And we can get the workflow, const workflow workflow equals to the state. So we have to just return the state instead. And then we can have like workflow.title. Okay, so I think we can do a try catch here. And we can await this. So this has to be async. Can await this. So we can also have our notify. I thought we were already using toaster. Yeah, toast. So we're already using toast. I'm just not sure. I think our toast is coming from here, right? Toast. And what are the props? Title saved successfully. Type. Don't know. Color. I don't know. I'm used to using Sona, so let's console the error here. The error. Okay. So let's test it out. Let's add one more node. Then let's click on save changes. Okay, so fail to object contain extra view field height. So that's where we're having like the height, weight that we're just adding to the table. So let's go to the schema of our convex, and in the node we're expecting height, which is v dot optional v dot number, right? So the same thing, the width. So that's exactly what we're expecting to see. Those are the two extra fields that we're having. Okay. Then now let's click on save again. Okay. So that seems to have been saved. To confirm that, let's go to our convex DB. So let's log in to convex. And the workflow builder, we have workflow that has been deleted. Can't delete this table. We are using workflows, and this is just the one workflow that we have. right? And if you see this, oh, I hope it's good. It's going to open. Okay, you see the node. This is the connection that we're having, right? If you go to this, you see this is the connection that we're having. We have the height and the width are saving, right? And you can see, right? And the ID is just always one. Not always going to be one. Okay, so let's go into our workflow here, and we're going to remove this node. We're going to set it to be empty by default from now, starting now. Okay, and now if I had one more node and I save, you see it's got saved. And why are we okay doing this? So if we had one more and we save it, so we're having 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes and 3 connections. 1, 2, 3 connections, right? So if we go to the database now and click on this, you can see we're having the 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes, right? And our changes are getting saved. So for the toast is not showing, so I'm going to have to install one package. I'm going to install Zona, npm install Zona. I'm sure where we're adding the client, are we not showing any pop-up, or we're not showing any pop-up at all? Okay, I want to show pop-up here, so I'm going to use toast from there. I don't know how to use a toast from toasts. Toast. So we have toast dots. Success. Right, those are sources. One thing that we can do that is usually very cool is you do promise. This is a promise, right? And then we can do toast.promise, and we pass in what? We pass in the promise, and then the loading state, saving workflow, the sources, we say workflow saved, and the error we have, there was a problem saving the workflow. Okay, so we don't need to try catch. Toast is going to do the catching for us, but we need to add toast, the provider, to the root. So we need to add it to the layout. So we can add the provider to the layout here. Let's add it here. Just gonna add it in the body. Toast provider. I'm sure there's one from Zona. Let's see, import from Zona. I think it's toaster. I think it's probably that toaster. It's probably just that toaster. Position is top center. I think it's this. It's this. Okay, so let's see if we click on the save. You see, workflow saved successfully. That's cool. Maybe we should have it top right, something like that. So when you click on it, you get it automatically, right? So I think it's also depending on like the speed of your network. You'll be able to see like loading states and stuff like that. So like let's say we haven't added the height, we might have the problem might show up for us, right? That there was an error saving the node and the workflow. So we can set it to publish state and save, right? And now if you go to the workflows, you can see the state is what is published, is in published state. That's cool. Can I edit? You can edit it. The edit is basically just clicking on this, so which is the same thing. And now let's say I change this to send email to provider, something like that, and let's select the Gmail event is send email, right? So this one we can say notify team, something like that. So the notifying team can be like we might have team the app, but let's just use Gmail. Let's say it's create a draft, right? We're going to be changing descriptions, like the icons that you're going to be showing, like all those things are going to be coming, and you're going to be seeing those cool things soon, right? And then here we still need to fix, we clicking on this and like the state is not changing automatically immediately, unless we close this and I close this and click. That's when so it's not sort of like reactive. Yeah, let me put it that way, like a reactive, I think, even though we have changed. So let's because if we click on this, to find the team, you see it's supposed to change all of those fields for us, because like we already selected, and you see for this we have not selected. Add data to sheet, right? Select the sheet and or maybe create spread sheet, right? So let's say that's everything that we have, like okay, catch all hook, right? Send email to provider, notify team, create spreadsheets, right? And we can save these changes. So now we have something. There was a problem saving the workflow, right? We got the problem. A pop-up shows there was a problem. So now one thing that you notice is that authentication ID is not in the validator, right? So the authentication ID is not there. Yeah, it's not every every node that is going to be having authentication ID. We have to note that is not every node that is going to be having authentication ID. Okay, we already noticed that, but we're using small letter, So now we have to use cap2 because we're using like authentication. We're using camel case, right? So let's save this again. And now we're having uncalled filtering set. Value does not match with the path. So we're sending value of null, right? Is there like or? I don't know. Dots. Okay, let's do video string, and then we can like do video. No. 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 Not possible. Let's do video. No. Then do video string. Nope. 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 Video string. There's a v dots. Okay. Optional. V dots any and v dots string. I think it has to be like an array or something. Is that it? String. No. Why doesn't it show? I wouldn't use it. So it's expected. Okay. So the any can be like no, can be okay. That's not what we want. We want but we're just gonna keep it as any. It can be string, it can be null, because if we don't have it, and this is one thing, is it can be, let's do something, let's see, it can be an ID of authentication. That is important, very important. But how do we get there? Let's check. Convex v dots string or v dots null. So data type v dot null. Dot array. You know, optional field union. Put type. Okay, it's union. Okay, v dot union, v dot string. We're still gonna change that. Wait, let me be sure I'm doing the right thing. Okay, v dot null, v dot null. Okay, let's see. So it's saving that. So it's a union. Okay, so let's save and see. Workflow saved. You see now our workflow is saving automatically. That is awesome. Awesome. So we have fixed our positioning, right? That's which is great. We have saved our no our workflow. We are saving down our workflow into the database. And if we go to the database now, you'll see there um well, our connections are gone, but our node is still there, right? Our node is still there. Are we not saving connections? So let's go to the workflow header. We're saving connections as well. So the page. Connections. Let's reload this page. Because the moment we oh god. Then let's see. Let's console the log the workflow connections. There's a workflow connection, and let's save. So we're having just one connection. This is so bad. This is bad. This is so bad. Well, oh god. Okay, let's. Now we're having one connection. Okay. We need to be able to delete nodes. Oh, we're going to delete this workflow. I'll start again. Because the moment we reload this page, our workflows are still going to show as if they are connected, but unfortunately, they are not. See? Unfortunately, they're not connected. Let's play. So if I save, I reload. When I reload, I want to check. Let me check. In here, where we're saving, console.log workflow data.connections. Reload. Where's that coming from? Where's that? Okay, we can't see. It's undefined. Undefined. Okay. Connections is different. Oh, we found it. We found the error that we get in. Okay. Format. And we're getting the error here. So yeah, it's connections. It's connections, bro. It's connections. connections. Connections, man. Connections. Connections, man. Jeez. So that was why the connection um was not going very well. So I'm gonna remove this UUID from here. So we have the node, and when we're creating the workflow, we have this. That is not what we need to have. We have node dash. This is what we need to have. Trigger. Type trigger. Okay. Good. We're doing great. Doing great so far. What we just need to do is we need to go back to workflow and delete this workflow forever. Bye bye. Then we need to create workflow and name our workflow. You do untitled workflow. So we have untitled workflow. We can edit, which gives us what? A trigger, which is great. And our trigger, we can select action. Trigger, the apps and events, the properties, and then test. And now we're doing great. Web hook incoming. We're gonna add description here as well. We need to add description here as well. So let's add one more action. We need to fix the issue that we need to close before this sort of changes. So maybe we should just fix that and call it a day, right? Okay. Cut. You see, moving on that, you see you have the add step. Just cool, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. Our streaming is not going so well. The network has become so bad. But that is actually better than yesterday. And we have spent our 1 hour mark. Right. We have been on this live for 1 hour 3 minutes. There's some of it we're explaining, some of this we're thinking in our thought process, but we're able to accomplish a lot today from what I see, because now we're able to save our workflow, or we're able to save our workflows with the properties and everything that goes into the database, and that is just awesome. Right, it's awesome that we're able to do that. We're able to fix our node positioning, which we have left for few days now, right? And that is awesome as well. And now we just have to start working on new cool things, right? We need to start working on new cool things. That's what we need to start working on now, right? New cool things. Is this? Why are we having to? Oh, escape. Just need to clear this one. Okay. Localhost 3000. Go to dashboard. Workflow. Untitled workflow. So we also need to be able to change the title of our workflow as well. Let's do that pretty fast. And as our workflow header, right, we're going to have an input, where the default value equals to workflow.title, then on change to workflow.update. I should just have it even as update. Title is just e.target.value. So now we have this. Wait for webhook request. So one problem that we still need to fix is that you remember how we actually left this page, right? And all our changes were sort of gone. That thing, right? We need to show the user that they are leaving the page and they need to be wary of that. Something like that, right? We're going to be giving them a title by default, like send email by Gmail, something like that, Send email in Gmail, like just like Zapier used to do. We're going to be doing that as well. So you don't need to worry about that. But now let's save this. Workflow saved. Let's go to our data, you see, and you can see the connections. You can see the nodes, right? The nodes, and you can see we have the connections here. Yeah, you can see the connections here. This connection, these are the nodes. This is awesome. This is awesome. So we're looking for webhook request. So if we go back and like we reload, that still remains the same, right? Come on. Who owns the untitled workflow? That is caching. That's caching. That is caching at work. So I need to go to the const dynamic. So we do export const dynamic is equals to I've forgotten how they do that. Let me check out next.js dynamic. Yeah, let's data fetching. No, not pages. Zap. Fetching, catch. Fetching, catch. Yeah, force dynamic. think that's what we need on that page, I guess. So if I reload, that stay the same. I think the title is the same. That's what I mean. But in the database, the title has changed, which is our problem. Which is the problem that we have. And you see, the title has changed. Waiting for webhook. Webhook, is the title. But in our yeah, but in our app, we're still seeing the untitled. Okay, let's go to workflow. Let's click back in. It sort of works. Okay. So those are the things that we actually need to fix. 100. We need to fix this. Now you see, we're having the untitled workflow. Oh, yeah. I know now. I know. It's us. We can set as empty. Right, and yeah. I've forgotten that we actually put that in there. Sorry about that. So if we change this and then we save changes and we go to the database, we should have the active now saying true. Cool. And if we change this to false, sharp, let's go to the tab. We are supposed to have this change automatically as well. I'm kidding. We don't want to do that for now. Let's just get the basic things working. Right. That's just what we need to get. We need to get the basic things working. That's all. We'll spend 1 hour 12 minutes. I don't want to be spending more than 12 hours, more than 1 hour on this live series. I don't want to spend more than that. For spending more, we promise to spend more, and we want to accomplish a lot of things within just short period of time, and that's not going to put us in a very good place, But we have it on our agenda to work on this settings, like node settings. So let's close everything. Let's collapse this, and now let's go to settings, workflow, node settings. Okay. So let's change to app and event. So I have underline and not. So we want to make this big. Yeah, cool, great, good one. So we have app event. For this, we should have, just like we have flex, as we gap 5. We should change the way we have this. right, the label should be h3. This is h3, and let's put app there. Right. Now what do you think? And app is always going to be required. Right, is always going to be required. So is extra small and can be required. Cool, this is good. This is much much better than the way we have it before, right? I hope so. You can have this in here. Okay. About AT class name is width or full, and then we can move this in there. That's still not full. It's not full. Let's give it space. Cool, this is much better. But this is not having like full, like just like this one. Okay, there's effects. First goal. Okay. I'm not sure if I want it to be that big, like I'm not sure. Okay, let's give this spacing. I think we should even give it like spacing, like round spacing, you know. So we can do the same thing for node, for event. Actually, event is also required as well. Is required. Passing the event. And let's do one thing. Is that we don't want the event to show unless they have selected the app. So we do selected node dot API. So if they have not selected an API, they have not selected the app they want to use, then we don't want to show that. Don't want to show this. So if this, then show this. Format. Now come in here. Now they have selected it. So let's go to like one that they have not selected. Let's create a new one. You see, you select the app. Right, so you select the app. Then then you get the event. This is much better. So that's for the app event. But one thing disabled for real. And I think each accordion we can move them to like node event, app event, accord. Section. There's an app event section. We can like do like node settings, and in there we have these dots tsx, and we can copy everything that we have here. Can copy that here and pass in selected node. Node, it's gonna be node. Content option, okay.
What do you say? That the last one, what executes you?
The selected node.
The thing no press. The last one, what executes you, but the thing no press.
So like what we don't need, we just don't want to use it here. We use what we need only where we need them. So this is still gonna work the same, you see. But then it's gonna give us the opportunity of doing like if all the settings are not done, right? We don't want to we want to disable this, right? So we'll be able to like disable this, and so we're disabling authentication. You can't open it, right? Like you're opening all of this, so we'll be able to do that there. So we can do like we can move each of those things into like their separate stuff. Like for node settings we can move in like app authentication, tsx, you know. Let's call it it's node authentication actually, but it's a node, it's an app, but it's a node authentication. So let's name it node authentication. Node authentication, node event section, so do node event section, and here as well can do node event section, right? Node authentication, right? So we can move all of this in there. COVID-19. So if we want to work specifically in node authentication, we'll be able to come in there and just work right inside of it. And we just have to follow the same thing that we did here, right, for the trigger. So we just have to change this to authentication. Authentication. Let's check, are we still live? Yeah, we are. And format. So now you can see the authentication also has to become big. But why hasn't that happened? Okay, we haven't saved this. Okay, now you see authentication has also become big, right? And now you see like these are disabled. So we have to do the same thing for node properties. Properties as well. So I'm going to create node properties. CSS. There's functional export. And you can import node properties. And to make life easy, let's copy what I have here, paste it here, and change these to properties. Right. So you can do properties. Right. And we can get rid of this. So we're gonna have the same thing for test as well. Not test, CSS. I'm just gonna copy whatever we have here, and properties is to change to not test. This is test. Okay. In node settings, we need to do node test section as well. Okay. So that marks it. And for node test, there's always going to be node test. One thing is here, I don't want other. Product can 0. Z none. Like I want to remove this underline. Yeah, that line. Order of none is what I'm using. But since that's not working, but that basically is not it. So it's probably have to deal with the parents itself, which is this. Yeah, good. 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 Okay. So this is looking much better now. We have the app and event authentication properties in test. These are currently disabled because we just want to disable them. So the moment you're done with this, we want this to open, then this to open, then this to open. Well, we shouldn't focus too much on the styling and stuff, so we're just gonna have it like you select what you select. It shows you select the event, and then you come here, right, and then you select the next thing, and it comes, you select the next thing. That is just what we're gonna be doing. We don't we don't want to be saving the state of like, yeah, this is done, then it should come to here or something like that. We don't want to. What we can probably have is like we can have like a check at behind this, maybe like that is gonna be something like um behind here we have like check, right? Do check, and we have like this check. So we can have like this check, and class name is flex items center. Something like this. Last name, text, green 500. Something like that. We can probably have something like that, or we can have BG green 500, and have the text to be just what is it? So you can have like text white. You can have rounded, full, P1. You can set the gap to be 2. So we have 800, 700, 600. Yeah, because I think like 400 is just too huge to my face. So you can have like this check, like if something is completed, and you can have like info, this info as well, right? And this fill, so you can have like, can we have x, can have x as well, info, class name, text. And we is like text info. You just do like text info. You can set that, but I think info is like yellowish sky thing, right? And you can do so you can do BG. White. I think they should just do like this. There's only this that can be like BG red 500. Right, 600. That's the 600. And then we do rounded full. Not even that one. It's the red. Rounded full. P1. Yeah. Text white. Yeah. So that you can have like the info, you know, X, then you have like check. And if nothing has come in at all, I mean, we should not even have it there. I mean, we should just have like, we should have them at the top of like each of these nodes, so like you know here before clicking on them. Maybe that's what we should try to accomplish. For authentication, like Zapier, we have the content. In the content, we have like icon. Let's do Google icon. Doesn't no. Let's just find icon. Auth, security. Security. They don't have. Let's just choose one icon. Server called icon. I'm going to remove the disabled. Whatever, we can use that. We can use that, absolutely. Then they have like span, and they have like connect. So let's do like connect. Let's say the app is Google. We should span this one instead and add the shadow and add like shadow to it. Class name shadow empty. And border 1. It just looks like nothing is not. It's not even happening to it. That's it. Something right. not too light. It just looks like something is not happening there. That's funny. That's funny. Like really, really funny. Okay. And this one. One is not showing. Okay, that's all I need to use too. Okay, so let's set gap of 3. Can have text. Shadow empty. It would be great to sort of have it rammed. Maybe we should use a bracelet here as well. So let's make that like 1px pixel. Okay, let's add padding to it. Rounded. Okay, that's good. Here's the text. Here's a 15 pixel. So cheap. To me, this looks good. This looks good to me. Let's not lie. Let's not lie. But then we need to have a button. Which is change. And then we need to flex this and justify content between items center. Okay, so then you can like change the authentication and to just show a drop down. It just show a drop down below, and when you select, so for the drop down you can use pop over provided by these guys. Chassis pop over trigger. How many we've spent 1 hour 45 minutes, almost 2 hours. So for the pop over trigger, I'm just gonna put this button in there. Nothing special. Then we have pop over content. And then the pop over content now. We should have the selection. We should have the select. Where select option. Select option. Options. Default value on change. Placeholder. So the placeholder is select connect and count. Is the placeholder. Then what else are we expecting? The key. The key, I mean, we're not looping through anything, so now you see. Maybe, instead of even using like the pop-up trigger, like something like that, what we could probably even do is that we have like having this already like shows something. Maybe we should have like custom something. I don't know. We might not use that select. We might have to create another one for authentication. Because we want them to be able to select actually, and at the same time they should be able to connect a new one, right? So we want to have like the command item that we have in the select. We want to have like one last one, like last one at the bottom that you can sort of like click to connect. That would open a new tab and like you can connect your authentication, right? But what? But we are doing great. We are doing great so far. So then we have to go to properties. We are not able to go into that today, but we're going to go into that tomorrow. We're going to install the properties as well, and possibly the test. Right. So now we can test the node and see what happens with that. So guys, that'll be the end of today's live series, and we're going to continue tomorrow. No. I'm sorry. We don't have any live stream tomorrow. Like I said, our live stream is going to be a Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. GMT plus 1, right? I think that's around like 5 a.m. CST time zone, right? And we're going to do it for 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours, right? But we want to focus on like accomplishing a lot within 1 hour, so that our live series is from 10 home. We wanna, unless we want to do something different that day. And we are in day 11 and we're going to day 30, and we're looking at giving ourselves that timeline of completing this workflow builder within 30 days, right? It's a hard what um you know determination that we want to be able to do this within 30 days, right? And have it available for people to add more nodes to it automatically, right? Connect, like, write the code for their own authentication, and it just sort of works, like they don't need to add new things, they don't need to, you know, they don't need to move things around for it to work. It just works, right? That's what we're trying to accomplish. Like, it just works. You want to add new node, just go into the app here, right? The lib, go to the workflow, connect, create your own new node, right? You can name your app whatever you want to name it, create it, add the index.node there, right? Put in your node class and everything, making sure it follows the node inode type that we have, right? If you need any methods that you want to be using in your nodes, in your properties and stuff like that, add it in there. Add your other methods that you want to use to execute your events, right? Add the properties, everything. Then if you have anything that has to do with authentication, come in here, add your authentication. I think what we're going to do is that for authentication, we're just going to have like authentication, and you can import your authentication, and we sort of figure it out and find the authentication. Or I don't know what that is going to look like for now. And then in your node, after you've added the node, go into index and add your new node in here. And I think we won't be like, instead of doing like node description, we're gonna do like inode type. And if we need a description, we can like have another one that just look through the nodes and just get the description. Like, you can have like export const node. So like, I have services. So we can have services at the top. You can have export const services. Services, and as inode type array. It's just gonna be this, and we're going to remove the description, right? And then here we're gonna use services map, and you call it service, and we return service dot description.
Don't have too much people, please.
So then we have this, right? So you just need to add your node in here, your service in here, and it sort of gets it for the front end as well, that we can use without falling our hand, right? And it works the same, so nothing is changed. You can see nothing is changed. You can click on another one and see like nothing has changed. So that is exactly what we're talking about. So you just come here, add your node, Jane, how we get your authentication, we get all these other properties that we need to get, we show it on the front end, and it just sort of works out of the box. That is what we're trying to achieve on this life. And who gave us the impression of doing this? I actually wanted to start a YouTube channel for a very long time. I had one previously. I wasn't able to. That was like in 2018 or something. I was trying to code from my phone back then in 20. I think it's 2018, 2017 or so. I was trying to code from my phone, so that was why I created a channel. I was coding with my phone. Then I had access to a computer, desktop computer back then, you know, and or was it a laptop? I think it was a desktop or laptop. I have access to some one of those back then, and I created a tutorial, which was like my first YouTube tutorial ever that I ever did. So go to media. No, show. This is just us all over. But I have we are everywhere. It's just team media. Let's go for channels. Yeah, this one. Right. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 4 years ago. From 4 years ago is this 2024, 2024. So that's 2020. 2020, right? So you can see this was me coding for my phone. I didn't live stream this. I recorded it and I think I posted it maybe after a year or something like that. After I recorded it,
Loader, let's
I
keep it
posted it.
margin.
922 subscribers.
Margin
There.
of bottle.
But then I wasn't able to pull up. This was 4 years ago when I have access to a computer. Right, I have access to a window computer. So, that's a copyright music. So we're getting some views for the 4 views and stuff back then. That was 4 5 years ago. But then didn't click. I didn't, So I decided that this time I want to use it for personal, like vlog or anything, daily stuff. I want to use this for that. I'm gonna get rid of all the videos. I wish I can just get all these videos down to my new channel, right? It's transferable, so that I can sort of show my track record of like, yeah, this was when I was coding with no laptop, with phone, but now I have a MacBook Pro that I'm using to code. So that's like what I so and I was watching one video. I think it's code with Usain. Yeah, build with Usain. Yeah. So I was watching this guy video that actually uh brought about me creating this live series. Let's go to his playlist. He created a playlist. Yeah, this one. So he created this workflow, using Azure Node, with Frappy workflow. So they're using Frappy. I watched the video for a bit. I watched it. I did watch it because I was trying to like, okay, yeah, let's see. It said it's going to complete it in 30 days. Is So far it's done like 18 days, and I think it posted this. No, this is just the workflow. So far it's done 16 days, right? And now it's using the you see it's using the workflow, the zoo stand. I haven't even watched it to this point. Like maybe I was watching, but I was sleeping. So he has been doing it, and now you can see this is how the workflow looks. So that's gave me the impression of like, yeah, I think I need to create a workflow builder as well. Let me create a series. It's something that I can do, right? It's absolutely something that I can do. So I decided to go for it, right, and build it live. And we see it's not a competition whatsoever, right? But I'm happy that I started it. You know, I'm happy that I did. I'm very happy that I started that. So happy. Yeah. So happy that I did. And I did learn a lot from here as well. Right. I learned a lot. See, now I select event type. But our own is just so great, much better, easier, cooler. You understand me? Because if you watch this video, you're gonna see that. And you watch ours, it's just so good. And I think it streams, you know, the last time it streamed was 4 weeks ago on this project. On this project, the last time it streamed was 4 weeks ago. This was just so he has worked on this 4 weeks ago. So guys, make sure to watch our live series. The so we go to show analysis. We might change our channel. Should we change our channel to build with show? Share analysis is just good. So that's it. That's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you can get updates on my video, my live stream every day. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. That'll be next week. And I think I might be creating YouTube videos maybe on Saturdays that I'm just gonna be posting. Maybe it's just gonna be short tutorials or short content that I'm just gonna be posting every week, like Saturdays or maybe Sundays. I don't know what that's gonna look like. I don't want to overwhelm myself with a lot of things, right? You know, I have works, I have things, I have families that I need to, you know, take care of. So peace, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe to YouTube channel. You can search for me, Show Abdelaziz, and you're gonna find me there. I love you guys, and peace.